Hello and welcome. It's Drew here. Today I picked up the Samsung Galaxy Book Pro 360, the 13-inch Mystic Navy model. I'm really excited to use this as my main personal laptop paired with my Galaxy S21 Ultra, minimal sleek packaging, Intel 11th Gen inside. Detailed specs include the Intel Core i7 11th Gen processor, 16GB of DDR4 RAM, and a 528GB PCIe 3 solid-state drive. Retail, this will run you about $1,400 here in the US, so I'm curious how this stacks up to other laptops at this price point. But keep in mind, this is ultra portable, pairs well with other Samsung devices, has the S Pen included, and it has a pretty nice touch AMOLED display. Removing the plastic from the box, we'll jump right into this unboxing. The box itself is sealed quite nicely, ensuring the device's safety. Starting with the accessories in the box, you do get a standard USB Type-C charging brick with fast charging. You'll also get a standard USB Type-C cable, similar to those provided with Samsung's phones. Then you will get the S Pen, as mentioned, right in the box, which is really nice to see compared to Microsoft, for example, where you have to buy the Surface Pen separately for the pricier Surface lineup. Now, removing the Galaxy Book Pro 360 from the enveloped packaging, it's incredible just how light this is. Definitely a nice device to just throw in a bag, briefcase, or simply carry to your destination in hand with ease. You do get a few ports, but if you really need something portable, this will always be the first trade-off, as you can only fit so many ports into a device that's this thin. Certainly plenty of ports though to power through your day. Yes, there's still a headphone jack that surprisingly still fits over here on the right side if you're in the market for a device still including that port. Now, aside from the ports that are on the sides of this device, I would be remiss not to mention one other thing. On the bottom, you do have bottom-firing AKG speakers. Bottom-firing speakers aren't always the best and not something I typically recommend if you're looking for a truly immersive audio experience, but this is just the unboxing after all, so I'll have to see how these speakers sound and if maybe Samsung's AKG speakers on this device change my opinion of the speaker setup. So we'll go ahead quickly now and power up the device. Before I do though, I do want to note that the trackpad and keyboard layout is pretty solid. I do like the minimal keyboard here, and that trackpad, again, pretty clicky, pretty nice. The hinges on here, when you flip this, again, this is the 360, so it does flip completely around here so that you can use it like a tablet. And I do have to say, its hinges are pretty sturdy. I mean, it's not rocking or wobbling. I know some initial reviews I've seen that. Just kind of curious how it will work with the S Pen paired, but again, we'll have to get that booted up to see. You can see the fan there as well as the hinges. They're pretty durable, pretty sturdy hinges in the hand. So again, I don't feel like there's going to be any issues with bending this and turning it into that 360 experience to use it as a tablet. Now, I do want to power this on and get this set up. In the box, it does come with Windows 10 already installed. Of course, with Windows 11, I will be installing that here shortly. But before we get to that, let's see what's installed. So you do have Alexa, you do have QuickShare, you do have a few Samsung features that are already baked in, which is really nice. And then you have Edge, which we'll quickly get rid of for Chrome. So as you can see here, I've quickly went through and set up all of my apps. So I have the Adobe Creative Cloud suite of apps, and those are already installed nicely, Chrome installed, and all of my other applications. So ready to go and install Windows 11 on this machine. Might call me crazy going with this dev version of Windows 11, but Windows 11 is really more of a UI change, and I'm really excited to test it out first and foremost on this Galaxy Book 360, especially to see how the touch controls work with the overall build and touch display on this 360 device. Now, one thing I want to note is the S Pen. I don't like that there's not really a slot to put the S Pen in, so it just kind of magnetically hangs there on the back. Now, again, this is a really thin device, so you're not going to be able to fit this into the device, but just want to note that it's not the best placement, and you'll have to make sure you don't forget it or lose it. So now we do have Windows 11 installed here on the Galaxy Book 360, and I do have to say the installation was a breeze. I mean, I did this really quickly today in like 30 minutes, maybe to an hour. It was pretty quick. I was really surprised by that, and overall it looks really, really nice on this device. The background especially, it looks all around really nice with that Mystic Navy build. So I do have the Creative Suite from Adobe here installed, so Photoshop, for example, opens right up, no issues. It's pretty quick. I've used it a little bit just to test it, and I've had no issues with it loading right away. So if you use Photoshop and Windows 11, I don't think you're going to have too many issues, at least not right out of the box. And then using Adobe Premiere for all my video editing, which I'm actually editing on the device right now and using the microphones built into this device. So let me know in the comments below how it sounds and how it looks overall. All of the editing, everything, again, done here in Premiere Pro on this Galaxy Book 360 with Windows 11. And as you can see here, I'm able to create a project and everything. It's really a breeze. I like the typing experience. Some might think it's kind of cramped, but for me, I prefer the smaller laptops and the smaller, more portable builds, especially if I'm working somewhere else in the house. It's just really nice to have that portability. Now, looking here at Premiere Pro, again, everything's loading up just fine. I'm able to close out of things. And again, I'm not going to go through all of the editing here and bore you through that process, but it works really well. And I'm really impressed so far with not just the Galaxy Book 360, but Windows 11 on this device. Seems to be pretty smooth so far. I'll have to test out the Xbox games on here, see how this performs with gaming, see how the fans hold up, and just see overall what the performance is like of the Galaxy Book 360. Now, in the comments below, let me know if you have any specific questions or anything you want me to test or try specifically in my review, and I'll be sure to cover that in that review. But again, I'm really impressed with this device overall. Navigating through Windows 11 is a breeze. Everything is already available right there in that menu, and I really like kind of the centered stage there with everything. And then you do get, your pulled out widgets here on the left, which is pretty nice. So if you want your news or you want other information displayed there, you can certainly customize that to your liking, which is pretty nice overall. And then it's out of sight, out of mind. And then you can also create these separate desktops if you want one for personal and one for work. Now, of course, with the Galaxy Book Pro 360, moving this into the 360 orientation is quite easy. You just fold it in half, as I shown earlier. Now, with the S Pen paired with this, it's an awesome experience, especially if you're a huge note taker with Samsung's notes. And if you have a Samsung Galaxy device, for example, I have the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra paired with this. So all of my notes through Samsung Notes are completely in sync, which is really nice. I have the S Pen for my S21 Ultra as well. So when I'm on the go, I can quickly take notes. And then on this Galaxy Book Pro 360, no different. I can also write quickly here and jot down some notes. My handwriting's not the best, so apologize for that. But yeah, in general, writing on this device is pretty smooth, pretty fluid. It recognizes my palm as well. I didn't have any issues earlier testing this with any palm rejection problems or anything. It's really smooth. I really like the writing experience using the S Pen on the Galaxy Book Pro 360. I highly recommend trying out this device in store. If this is something you're looking for, I think this is going to be a great device, especially for students going into college here soon, or maybe even in high school. I think this S Pen for note taking paired with this is just a really great experience. And then also you can use this with other applications as well, like Photoshop, for example. I played around for a little bit here in Adobe Photoshop with the S Pen just to see how fluid this is and how easy it is to use the S Pen, not just with this device, but also with Windows 11. And overall, no issues whatsoever, just picking the brush tool or something. Again, just kind of playing around here for the sake of just testing this out pretty quickly. But in general, it works really well. It's really responsive. Everything in here is really quick. No problems whatsoever. I use the S Pen with this device to edit this video as well, to scroll through my timeline and everything in Adobe Premiere. And I have to say, I really like this S Pen paired with the Galaxy Book Pro 360. So overall, that's been my initial unboxing, my initial thoughts, as well as the installation of Windows 11 and my introduction to Windows 11 on this device. Aside from that S Pen kind of getting away from me with that magnetic backing there, you got to make sure you keep that somewhere where you're not going to lose it. The device is crazy thin. I'm really impressed with that. I mean, you can see here the S Pen is about as thick, if not thicker, than the actual device itself. So it is a really solid portable device. I cannot recommend this enough, I think, right out of the box for students. Now, I do think the price point is pretty high, so I do want to see how does it hold up over time from a performance standpoint, but I think, if these speakers hold up nicely, if this overall build can hold up pretty nicely, I think this is going to be a pretty solid experience. It is kind of a fingerprint magnet, so you're going to want to keep that in mind, but can't ask for too much when you're getting a whole lot with the Galaxy Book Pro 360. That's been my thoughts. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of this device. Stay tuned for my review. Thank you for watching. Take care. Stay safe.